Step ladders and ladders. Do not use unless trained. Set ladder on flat surface. Helper holds ladder form side. No higher than second step from top. Use thigh muscles to balance against ladder. Inspect rungs and rails for damage. Fall protection. Be sure straight ladders are long enough so that the side rails extend above the top support point by at least 36 inches. Don't set up ladders in areas such as doorways or walkways where others may run into them, unless they are protected by barriers. Keep the area around the top and base of the ladder clear. Don't run hoses, extension cords, or ropes on a ladder and create an obstruction. Don't try to increase the height of a ladder by standing it on boxes, barrels, or other materials. Don't try to splice two ladders together. Falling object protection must be provided in areas where persons are required to work or pass under a scaffold. Preventing slips, trips, and falls. The most common accidents and injuries are slips, trips, and falls.
All employees are asked to do the following to minimize injuries. Avoid running or walking too fast, especially in higher risk areas. Avoid carrying items that will obstruct one's views of their walking pathway. Avoid distractions, such as looking down at a phone while walking. Avoid walking through potential slip, trip, and fall hazards. Use extra caution when traveling both outdoors and indoors during following wet weather. Slips should be cleaned up promptly. Report spills in wet floor surface immediately. Warning signs or other equally effective means should be used as a warning system in areas where slip hazard is present. Report uneven walking surface, holes, broken or loose floor tiles, defective or wrinkled carpet, and mats or rugs not lying flat on the floor. Do not place items or string any electrical cords across areas where people will be walking. Wear proper footwear with soles that grip the floor and ground rather than smooth and slick sole shoes. Avoid walking in areas under construction or through grassy areas. Stay on designated walking path. Safe lifting. Back strains can easily be prevented. Get close to the objects, bend at your hips and knees, lift it smoothly and slowly, keeping the object close to your body. Keep the load between your knees and shoulders. Pivot with your feet instead of twisting your back. Store heavy items on middle shelves to reduce lifting. Don't be afraid to ask for help with awkward or heavy loads. Carry heavy objects on cart whenever possible. Avoid twisting your back with a heavy load. Electrical safety. Use extension cord properly. Improper use can cause the electrical cords to overheat and cause fire and electrocution. Report any damage wiring you see. Don't overstretch electrical cords. Do not make a trip hazard with cords. Do not perform any electrical work that you are not trained to perform, including wiring and repairs. Examples of electrical hazard: overhead power lines, damage, faulty tools and equipment, inadequate wiring, and overloaded circuits, exposed electrical parts, wet conditions, damaged insulation, improper grounding. The goal of ergonomics is to design your workstation so that it fits you and allows for a comfortable working environment for maximum productivity and efficiency. Head back, chin tucked, ears, shoulder, hips aligned. Neck. Use headphones. Do not cradle phone between head and shoulder. Elbows. At side, slightly more than 90-degree bend. Chair. Fully adjustable with lumbar support on the back. Eyes. Level with top 1/3 of screen. Document holder. Adjacent to end at same height as monitor. Keyboard. Same height as elbow with wrist slightly bent. Keystroke gently. Mouse. Adjacent to end at same height as keyboard. Chair height. Hips slightly more than 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor. Take breaks every 30 minutes. Forklift, pallet jack, and hoist safety. You must be trained to operate forklift, pallet jack, and hoist. Do not operate thinking that you're helping. You must be trained. Do not stand next to forklift when it's lifting or moving. Stay out of the way. Building sections have curtains. Be careful. Stay to the side. Do not talk to operators unless they're stopped and load is down. Do not walk under a load. Make eye contact with operator before moving around a lift. You will receive separate training if you are to become an operator. Bloodborne pathogens. Microorganisms that are present in human blood or other potential infectious material and can cause disease in humans. All body fluid should be considered potentially infectious material. Use PPE. Examples: masks, gloves, safety glasses, aprons.
Exposure to foodborne illness. Salmonella typhi, Shigella, hepatitis A, and norovirus are foodborne illnesses. Symptoms of a foodborne illness are fever or vomiting and diarrhea. Employees who are experiencing these symptoms should notify their supervisor, the BJ's on-site coordinator, or BJ's office immediately.
What is coronavirus? Coronavirus, or COVID-19, is defined by the World Health Organization as an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Patients diagnosed with COVID-19 can experience mild to severe respiratory illnesses. According to the CDC, the coronavirus is not the same as the coronaviruses that commonly circulate among humans and cause mild illness, like the common cold. How can I protect myself against COVID-19? Wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Avoid crowded places and put space between yourself and others. Stay at home if you feel unwell. Cough or sneeze into your bent elbow or a tissue. If you have a fever, cough, or difficulty breathing, notify your manager immediately and seek care early. Call beforehand and follow medical advice.
Keeping our workplace safe. Practice good hygiene. Stop handshakes and use non-contact greeting methods. Clean hands at the door and schedule regular hand washing reminders. Disinfect surfaces like doorknobs, tables, and desks regularly. Avoid touching your face and cover your coughs and sneezes. Increase ventilation by opening windows or adjusting the air conditioning. Stay home if you feel sick.
Remember, these are items not permitted in the production floor. Watches, jewelry, like wedding rings, might not have stones, no piercings. Medical alert bracelets and necklaces are allowed, but they must be worn inside the uniform clothing. Excessive perfume, cologne, fake eyelashes, makeup, acrylic or false fingernails, nail polish, or other applications. Natural nails must be kept in a clean, well-manicured state. Personal cellular phones, cameras, tablets, and other devices are not allowed while on shift. Personal items, clothing, headphones, purses, backpacks, or wallets are not allowed in food production, preparation, packing, or storage areas. Smoking or other use of tobacco products are prohibited on the premises. Eating and drinking is not permitted in food production, preparation, packing, or storage areas. Chewing gum is not permitted in production floor, preparation, packing, or storage areas. Locker rooms, bathrooms, and break areas. Locker rooms, bathrooms, and break areas are to keep neat and clean. No food can be stored in lockers. Random locker inspection will be done weekly. Locks will be cut off at the end of the shift if they remain on the lockers. Harassment policy. BJ Service Company will not tolerate any form of harassment, including sexual, racial, skin color, religion, gender, national origin, age, sexual preference, marital status, or disability. We are committed to creating and maintaining a work environment in which employees are treated fairly and with dignity, decency, respect, and in accordance with all applicable law. All employees, regardless of position, are covered by and are expected to comply with this policy and to take appropriate measures to ensure that prohibited conduct does not occur.
Some examples of sexual harassment are unwelcome sexual flirtations, advances, demands, pressures, propositions, or requests for sexual acts or favors. Offering employment benefits such as favorable performance reviews, salary increases, promotions, increased benefits, or continued employment in exchange for sexual favors. Making or threatening reprisals after a negative response to sexual advances. Offensive physical contact such as unwanted touching, grabbing, pinching, brushing against another's body, or impeding or blocking movement. Physical abuse. Offensive visual conduct including leering, making sexual gestures, the display of offensive sexual suggestive objects or pictures, cartoons or posters. Examples of sexual harassment: offensively suggestive or obscene letters, notes or invitations, offensive sexually oriented verbal comments, name calling, whistling, epithets, slurs, teasing or jokes, verbal abuse of sexual nature, graphic, degrading, or other sexual comments, mockery, ridicule, insults or put downs, derogatory comments based on sex, texting, sending picture messages, or otherwise communicating inappropriately via cell phones, smartphones, over the internet, using social media, and the like.
BJ's main office is located at 222 Herman Melville Boulevard, New Bedford, Massachusetts, 02740. Our phone number is 508-999-2610. The office is open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.